Hello, hello. My name is Rita Savoia. I'm a certified nutritionist, holistic wellness coach, and a breathwork facilitator, coach, and educator. I'm also a yoga instructor and a heart math meditation mentor and coach. And I love, love, love helping people with their mental health and longevity. So, welcome to my segment, and it's all about breath work. I'm really good. I know I have a lot of different certifications, but I am in love, completely obsessed with the power, the transformative healing power of breath work, of just changing our breath. We can change our state. Change your breath, change your life instantaneously. It's something that we can do so quickly to change our state and get out of that, whatever it is. If it's depression, if it's anxiety, if it's stress, if it's low energy, we can actually, maybe too high energy, we can actually get out of those states and change the states instantaneously. And we'll get into a little bit of how that works, a little bit of the science behind that, because I'm a bit of a science nerd. So I'll be bringing that to you as well. We're going to do some breathing techniques, but then we're going to go into a maybe 20-minute, 25-minute journey, breathwork journey, where we're going to sort of bring all of this together into an experience. So before we start, let's walk the talk here, right? And we are actually going to practice a little bit of breath work. So, sort of just to get into coherence ourselves, into coherence with each other, and also get to know a little bit more about like how does this all work, and so that you know that you can literally change your state so quickly with breath work. All right, we are going to start. I invite you to sit up with your spine straight, as straight as possible. If you are sitting, uncross your legs and arms and just allow your palms to face up for receiving, maybe on your knees or on your thighs, or down for grounding. Some of us need grounding. So, yes, please go ahead and do that. I'm going to play some music here just to sort of guide us into this beautiful heart coherence meditation. So, I invite you to lower your gaze or even close your eyes if you feel comfortable doing so, and just noticing your breath. So we're going to breathe in through the nose, and then we're going to sigh it out through the mouth. You can even make an audible sigh and really release, or not. Totally up to you. See what your body needs. So inhaling through the nose, expanding the belly and the chest. And then on the exhale, sighing it out and really feeling that contraction of the chest and the belly area. Inhale, and then letting it go. Inhaling and letting go. One more in and come down. I invite you now to just scan your body for any areas that you might be maybe experiencing some discomfort, maybe some tension, maybe some pain. Just scan those areas and pick one area where it's a little more than the others. And I invite you now to start breathing out, breathing your exhales. Guide your exhales into this area. So extend your exhales, make them a little longer than your inhales, and then just channel those exhales into that area where you're feeling that tension, maybe that stiffness, maybe that stress. And just watch, feel how the exhales can literally soften those areas, open those areas up. Keep breathing in and out of those areas. Beautiful. I invite you now to breathe into the area of the heart. So allowing the inhales and the exhales to flow in and out of your heart area. Where attention goes, energy flows. So let's energize this beautiful organ that's keeping you alive. And as you breathe in and out of your heart, I invite you to visualize someone that you're grateful for today. Maybe even put one hand over your heart. Just visualize this person as if they were right here in front of you. And smile. Radiate all the love, the gratitude, and the appreciation from your heart to their heart. And now I invite you to turn that love, that gratitude and appreciation, bring it back towards you, towards yourself for being here, taking the time out of your busy day, your to-do lists, and appreciating your breath, your body, your mind, giving gratitude for you, for being here, for your self-care and self-love. On your next inhale, if you had your eyes closed, flutter your eyes open and come back to us. Thank you for participating in that quick coherence technique from the Heart Math Institute. So that's how quick we were, about maybe 4 minutes. That's how quick you can change your state. And I'm sure if this was a live webinar, I can be asking questions and you will instantaneously, I wasn't even participating and it was making me more relaxed. So I can just imagine when you're participating in it fully, how relaxed you can be. So we're going to talk a little bit about actual conditions. So looking at breath work from sort of more of a clinical therapeutic perspective, as I mentioned, and then we're going to go into the actual experience just to get a taste in terms of what can breath do for you, or the manipulation of the breath, or the changing of the breath. So I really believe that the breath is a bridge. It's a tool. It's a bridge between really your conscious and unconscious world, right? And it's just such a beautiful, it's part of the autonomic nervous system, which means a lot of the functions of the autonomic nervous system we cannot control, but the breath we can control, as you just saw. So the beauty of the breath is that we can either upregulate our nervous system. So use the breath to upregulate our nervous system. So get us all excited. So this is usually when we feel tired or fatigued, or even maybe before a presentation or an important meeting, we can actually upregulate our breath so that we increase that focus, that clarity, that stamina, right? Or what most of us needs in today's society is down regulating our breath, or sorry, our nervous system. And we can use that. You can use the breath to down regulate, basically to chill us out, right? We're so high strung. So or go, go, go. We're always doing so many things, multitasking. But so we need something to calm us down, to bring more harmony, more peace to our body, right? So then our body will signal to, well, the breath will signal to the nervous system that, hey, we're okay. Let's go into that parasympathetic nervous system, which is that rest and digest. And did you know that the body can only heal when it's resting? Of course, right? That's why sleep is so important. But we can use the breath to signal to the parasympathetic nervous system that we are okay, we're safe, we're supported, we can heal, right? So our body will not prioritize healing, especially if you're recovering from an injury or just healing and you just need healing in general, if it thinks it is under threat, which most of us are living in this threat, fight, or flight side of the nervous system, which is a sympathetic nervous system. So very important point here is that we can use the breath to actually downregulate the nervous system so that it can know that it is time to heal. It is time to rest and digest. So, what are some common techniques that I would love to share with you? And I would love for you to share with your family and friends. The more people that know about this, the better the world will be, because we'll be more chilled out. We won't be crazy road raging. We won't be snapping at little things that trigger us. We'll just be able to be more calm, cool and collected. And who doesn't want to be calm, cool, and collected, right? Who wants to lose their, I don't want to say a bad word here, but who wants to get angry? Like when you get angry, you're actually releasing, like, look, it's anger is definitely an emotion that we need. It's part of our emotions. I get it. But somebody that utilizes or relies on anger all the time, that's going to wear out your system. Okay. That's just going to be like, driving your car and pressing the brake and the gas, the brake and the gas, the brake and the gas. What do you think is going to happen to your body? Same thing that would happen to your car. All right. You're going to just wear out all of the parts and eventually the car itself. So it really does that. So we want to be able to control, regulate our emotions, right? We want to be able to respond and not react. And one of the ways is to train off sort of there's online tools that we can use, and then there's offline tools that we can use. So I'm going to actually share both, right? We can train ourselves to react to or respond to certain situations, stressful situations, through breathwork practices. Okay. And again, I'm not talking about 20 minutes, half an hour of breath. You're like, I don't have that time. I'm talking about 3, 4, and I can even share some of the ways you can do breathing, right? 5 minutes, you can start with that. And then you will love it so much. I believe me, you're going to be doing more. So, one of my favorite techniques, so this is let's talk about online, okay, that you can use instantaneously, right? That with someone is, you're feeling overwhelmed, triggering you, you're stressed out, somebody just said something really awful to you, and you're starting to feel it, like it's getting there. The breath is really rapid, your mouth breathing with your mouth open, you're just feeling the chest, you're breathing more from up here, which this signals the sympathetic nervous system. We want to breathe deep from the belly, right? So one of my favorite breathwork techniques is called the physiological sigh. Okay, so we've known about this since the 1970s, about this type of breath. And when I show you, I'm actually going to ask you a question and you're going to recognize it right away. So I'll demonstrate and then we can actually do it together. You literally just need 3 of these breaths to help you reset to that down-regulated parasympathetic nervous system. All right, so we're going to breathe in twice. So the second one is a little bit longer than the first one. So the first one is quicker, and then the second one is a little longer through the nose, and then we're going to sigh it out through the mouth. Okay, so it goes something like this. I instantaneously feel super relaxed after this. Let me ask you, do you actually when do you do this? When we cry, right? When we cry so hard, our body innately, that beautiful intelligence of the body, will let you slow down and relax and soothe why you were crying with this type of breathwork technique. And again, it's something you can do. You'll just need 3 breaths and it'll instantaneously calm you down. So I love this technique. This is something you can do online, on the spot, when somebody triggers you, when you're upset, when you're overwhelmed, when you're stressed out. Just literally trust me that it works so well. So this is called the physiological sigh. The other one that I love, 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 again, we're talking about down regulation here, is extending the exhales. It is so easy to do, right? Just remember, anytime we inhale, it's stimulating, right? So we're pressing the gas in the car. Anytime we're exhaling, we're pressing the brake. So we're slowing down. And if you extend the exhales, so we're going to breathe in for 4, and then we're going to double that. We're going to breathe out for 8. Now, sometimes that might be a little too much for people. So I invite you to just blow out through the mouth with a straw, like that. Or you can also S. So you're allowing less air to leave your body. So you figure it out, what works for you. There's no right or wrong. So let's inhale for 4, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 8, 8, 6, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In 2, 3, 4, out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more. In 2, 3, 4, out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's it. So just inhaling and then exhaling. So when we inhale, we want to expand. Okay. So feeling the expansion, really feel it from your diaphragm, right? So you really want to, you're like, where is my diaphragm? What are you talking about? So if you actually bring your hands to the bottom of your rib cage, so kind of feel around your waist and see where do the ribs end. So in there, that's where your diaphragm is. It is one of the largest muscles we have for breathing. It is super powerful. It actually pumps lymph. So the lymphatic system is so important, right? It actually helps us to detox. They're natural detoxing pathways, right? So the actual diaphragm, when we use it, we're actually detoxing. So it's incredible what we can do with the diaphragm. So let's go to the diaphragm, right? So at the bottom of the rib cage, feel that. So when you inhale, you want to feel the expansion. When you exhale, you want to feel the contraction. That's the proper way of breathing. Now, if you're doing it the opposite way, don't fear, because most of us are breathing incorrectly. Now, if you have babies and you've ever watched a baby breathe, they breathe correctly. The belly goes up when they're breathing, and then it goes down when they're exhaling. So inhaling up, exhaling down. So we're born with this innate intelligence to how to breathe properly, but then life gets in the way, stress gets in the way, anxiety gets in the way, and we start really upper chest breathing, which doesn't allow the full recruitment of the diaphragm. But when we breathe through the nose, we actually allow more. It's easier to recruit the diaphragm, right? When you breathe through the nose. So we just want to expand. So this is an exercise you can do as well before maybe doing the breathing techniques, and just kind of to warm up the diaphragm, and then exhaling contraction. So inhaling, exhaling. Okay, amazing. Another one that really helps to relax is humming through the nose. Now you're probably like, what? Humming is a breathwork technique? Yes, it is. And it's one of these breathwork techniques that nobody has to know you're doing them. So when I talked about habits, where can you do these? You can do these in line, when you're waiting, while you're scrolling your phone, red lights. I love my red lights now. They are my breathwork breaks, mini breaks, right? That's where I can hum at work, at your desk, anywhere really, loading the dishwasher, loading I don't know, like your washing machine, unloading it, folding laundry, so many crazy things that you're doing. Start doing habit stacking, where you stack the actual breathwork technique. So it's not another thing on your list of things to do, you just do it anyway, right? You're doing it anyway, so just add a breathwork technique on top of that. So humming, how does that work? Well, very simple. Close your mouth, hum through the nose. You can hum your favorite song. Nobody has to know you're doing a breathwork technique. You're just humming your favorite song. Or you can actually inhale. You could even add a breath hold at the top, and then hum, and then add a breath hold at the bottom. And that allows you to oxygenate your cells even more. I can get into the science of that, but maybe I'll save that for later. So humming is another technique that is so beautifully relaxing. Okay. It increases nitric oxide, which is a natural vasodilator, all of these amazing, beautiful things that humming does. So that's the third technique, right? And again, online, you can use this online. You can use actually all of them online, meaning in the moment you can use them, but you could also do it before you wake up, before you actually open your eyes, just still in bed with your eyes closed. You can hum 3-4 times. What are you grateful for? And just be so like beautifully ready for the day. Then we have, so these were down regulating, right? Well, I do have one for focus, clarity, and concentration, which is a little more stimulating, right? And this is called the box technique, box breathing technique. And it's the US Navy SEALs and Special Forces uses this technique before they go into combat, or the sniper before they actually pull the trigger. So they use the box breathing. So what is this actually? And I always say, if it's good enough for the US Navy and Special Navy SEALs and Special Forces, then it's good enough for us, I think. And I love teaching this to kids before they write a test, or maybe if you have to go into, I don't know, an important meeting, you have an interview, you kind of do this box breathing. How do you do box breathing? So we imagine a box, visualize an imaginary box, and we start with one side. We breathe for 4, we hold for 4, exhale for 4, and then hold for 4. So in 2, 3, 4, hold 2, 3, 4, exhale 2, 3, 4, hold 2, 3, 4, in 2, 3, 4, hold 2, 3, 4, exhale 2, 3, 4. hold, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. That simple. So that's a really good one for focus and concentration. Another one that I'm in love with is actually called the Bastrika, which is, I do a little variation of it. And it's actually the coffee breath. So instead of going for your morning or mid afternoon coffee, because I love my morning coffees, you can actually do this breathwork technique because it actually really excites everything. So we're going to do, arms are going to go up. We're going to close our thumbs, okay, into our palms, fold our hands, our fingers over that. So we're going to come up like this. I'm just going to move back for a little bit and then inhale and then exhale. In, 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 and then out through the nose. So in through the nose, out through the nose. If that's a little tough for you, you can do in through the nose and out through the mouth, no problem. But basically what we're doing is just like we're about to blow our nose, basically. So if you do need to blow your nose, maybe it's better you do that before the breathing technique. So that's really energizing, and it just allows for a lot of beautiful energy to flow in and out of your system, and it's so energizing. I love it. Another one that is really cool to balance both the energies, right, the excitatory energies and then the more chilled out energies, is what we call alternate nostril breathing. And this is coming from pranayama yoga as well. But just think of any time you want to energize, think of if you're driving a car in Europe, I guess, and not in Europe, but if it's a manual standard, sorry, not center, automatic car, then the right foot, right, is the gas. So anytime you want to stimulate and energize, close the left nostril, breathe in and out of the right nostril. So that energizes you. And again, anytime you want to relax, you want to bring the left, think of the left nostril, the left foot on the brake, right? So close the right nostril and then inhale in and out of the left nostril, and that will actually relax you. It's a little more calming, cooling, right? But if you want to balance both, then you close one, inhale through the right, exhale through the right, and then inhale. You do this 3 times just to prepare. Inhale, exhale, and then inhale, close the right, and then exhale through the left. So, and you can alternate. Then you inhale through the left and then exhale through the right. And then you alternate. You inhale through the right, exhale through the left. And you're sort of balancing the nervous system here. And then balancing, as I mentioned, the more exciting energies and then the more chilled out, calming energies. So those are some breathing techniques that you can use right away. You can try. And of course, if you need any further explanation, there is a document that is available on my website, ritasavoia.com, and it is 9 vital breathing techniques. So I explain a few more and with a demonstration as well. Super excited for you to give this a go. Hold, squeeze. We're going to release the hold, keeping your lips closed. Hum. 1. Let's begin. In, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4. You can even switch it up, in and out through the nose, in through the nose, out through the 4. In, and then release. That's it. Such a good job. We're going to go into the meditation now. And just allowing yourself to relax, taking in any sensations you might be feeling from changing your breath, changing the speed, the cadence.